I personally think a very creative video idea is ranking every single Geoguessr country, every single country that has Street View coverage, based on how difficult it is to find. Now, we have quite a few to cover here, and the good news, my Easter holidays have started, so expect more videos. I feel like I'm getting a sore throat though, so the timing could not be more horrendous, but it's fine. Anyway, here are all the countries, and here are all the scores, and yeah, I'm pretty excited to do this, not gonna lie. Sure, I only have like 2 Geoguessr videos at the minute, one being on a free alternate version of Geoguessr, but trust me, outside of YouTube, I play this game a lot. The amount of times I've visited it is insane. I absolutely love playing it, and I'm, not to brag, pretty decent at the game, and I've gotten a perfect guess before. So, I feel like this is something I'm going to be filming more often. Anyway, starting off, we have Albania. I am going to be honest, I rarely get Albania. Like, literally never get Albania. So I'd argue it's quite difficult for that, because I haven't really got much time to learn it. I'm not an expert. I'm not like a YouTuber like Rainbow or Zigzag who can just look at the picture in a second and be like, oh yeah, this is this country. So, yes, I'm like that sometimes. Like, I'm still quite a geography nerd, but Albania, I do not really get that much hard. Andorra, I'm going to say average, because it's a very hilly country. I think it's very pretty. I feel like there has been points where Andorra has came to my head. I feel like if I got lucky, I could easily identify it. Argentina, I actually learned today. Like, Argentina's a rather plain country. Like, I spawned, like, 2 times this happened. I spawned in a very plain area, and I was like, I think this is Argentina, and it was. So, Argentina is not too difficult, in my opinion. Like, it has that South American style that's kind of recognizable. Speaking of South America, is not the easiest place. So, I'm going to argue easy. Australia is very easy. You can, like, sometimes I get it mixed up with South Africa, so that probably could be a bit controversial. But from the climate and the roads, you can tell, especially if you're in a town or a city. I feel like Australia is rather easy. Austria, like Albania, I don't really get it too much. So, honestly, I'm going to throw it in hard too. Bahamas, island countries, everywhere aside the Canary Islands, in my opinion, is hard. I have been to the Canary Islands before, so I'm quite good at it. I got a really good guess around Canary Islands one time, so aside the Canary Islands, I personally think island countries are extremely difficult. But there is, sometimes based on the climate, it is sometimes easy to identify. Like, I know Guam has giant poles, stuff like that, so maybe I could come in clutch sometimes, but for the most part, Bahamas is very hard, yeah. And Bangladesh, rather easy. It's a bit like India, very easy. I'd say rather pretty easy, not gonna lie. You know what? I don't think there'll be too many down here, so we'll bump Bahamas down to here, because let's be real, if I get a Bahamas round, I don't think I'm getting it. Belgium's not too hard, it's nice and a bit like I'd say average. I think that sounds about right. I don't have much to say about it, but isn't Belgium a Dutch-speaking country? Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure. Bermuda, like Bahamas, man. In fact, I don't even, like, Bermuda's just not the thing that comes to my head, so in fact, it'd probably be a death round, not gonna lie. Bhutan, I don't know where the logo in the middle of the country is, but oh well. Bhutan, I'd say that's kind of hard, not gonna lie. I can't see myself getting Bhutan correct. Bolivia, average. I'd say it depends. I'm getting gradually better at South America. Botswana, Africa's kind of easy to identify. I would say Botswana's average too. Brazil is well known for red soil, and also it's quite easy to identify. I'd say Brazil's kind of easy. And Bulgaria, average. Some European countries I'd just consider average, because, like, I can tell it's Europe, but I'm just like, will that place be the place that comes to my head? Cambodia's not too bad. I'd consider that one kind of, like, maybe top of average. Actually, no, easy. Like, the Thailand, Vietnam area of Asia, like, that area, I feel like that area in general is just easy. Like, I feel like it's quite easy to identify the language. Like I said, I'm just going to use this as a flex in every video, probably. I did get a perfect guess in Thailand one time. Sure, this is Cambodia, but not too different. Canada. Ooh, Canada's interesting. I think easy is fitting for Canada. Actually, top of easy, yeah. Because I don't know why, I find it quite easy to get mixed up with Scandinavian countries and the USA, but for the most part, it's not too bad. Chad. Chad's got Street View? I don't think I'm getting Chad anytime soon. We'll put that in Death Round. Chile's quite easy. Like, the cities are quite hard, like, quite easy to tell. Like, I've gotten quite a couple good ones on Chile before, I think. It has different... I don't know, actually. You know, I might put Chile in average, just because Chile is, like... It's got multiple different types of locations. It's got a foresty location, which is around where the Falkland Islands are and around where Argentina is. But then it's also got a really dry area. Like, Chile's kind of got a mix of multiple things. Colombia is quite, like, a bit like Brazil. I wouldn't consider Colombia too hard. I might actually put Colombia in easy. Croatia, I probably would find Croatia. No, I'm quite good with the Balkans. I'll put in average. Like actually, okay, this one's going to be a death round for me, because, don't worry, I've definitely heard this name before, but, when's that going to come to my head? Czech Republic, or Czechia. I'd consider that quite hard. Like, I'd probably, if I was to be placed in Czechia, I'd probably be thinking of Germany, not gonna lie, something like that, because, like, it's just a more, like, when you think of Europe, me personally, the countries that come to mind are France, United Kingdom, and Germany. I don't know why. So, Croatia, no, not Croatia, Czechia is probably just not going to come to my head. Denmark's easy. First off, very pretty. I know this can be said for all the European countries, but Denmark's just got that style, and also, Denmark's one of the few places where I actually know the bollards. I'm not really a bollard expert, but I know Denmark has, like, those yellow bollards, I think. Djibouti. Dude, does Djibouti actually have Street View? I swear it doesn't. Okay. We're going to put Djibouti. Probably something like very hard. Well, now that I know, it might come to my head one day. We'll see. Dominican Republic. Oh, this one would be rather difficult, I think. Once again, I don't see Dominican Republic coming to my head. Ecuador, the equator country. I'd say Ecuador is quite... I'd say it's quite easy. Maybe, like, the top of average. Because I don't know if it would be the South American country that would come to my head. Estonia, once again, another country that I just don't think would come to my head. At the same time, though, it's quite near Russia, and I feel like quite a lot of the places next to Russia can be recognizable, so I'll throw an average. Eswatini, easy. I find that I'm getting used to this area more and more as time goes on. Eswatini, I even played a Eswatini only mode one time, and yeah, I got the hang of it extremely fast. Eswatini, easy. Faroe Islands, okay, I can't with these islands, bro, I'm sorry. Finland, Scandinavia is not too difficult. I think I'll throw it in easy. France, pretty easy. Like, it's France. Germany, pretty easy. Ghana is the dumb test. Now, you guys may be surprised. Ghana is an African country, and it's like a rather small country. It's definitely not the country that probably comes to most people's heads. But there is one simple detail about Ghana that makes it so easy, and that's that the Google car has black tapes. Now, I get that multiple countries probably have a clue that makes it a complete giveaway, but Ghana's is like the most recognizable and the most well-known, one of the most well-known. Ghana is the easiest country in the game, and yeah, Ghana is a dumb test country. Greece, ooh, this may be controversial, but I don't really get Greece that much. I think I'd get it mixed up. Maybe just because of the buildings, I'd probably put Greece on somewhere up here. Guam, finally an easy one. Now, this goes for every island. There's probably just one detail that I don't know that probably makes it way easier than I actually view it. But Guam can't be that bad. I'll put in average, though, because I feel like the poles, it'd be very hard if it weren't for the poles. Guatemala, North America, like further down North America, kind of has that feel that makes it a lot easier. I'll go throw it there. Hong Kong's probably kind of easy, not gonna lie. I have never gotten Hong Kong before, I don't think. But China, I already find as itself quite easy to identify. Hungary, like these other countries, it's not the European country that's going to come to my head. Like, I'm going to think of one of the main ones. Iceland's easy. Iceland's rather easy, not gonna lie. Let's say very easy for this one. It's just got that climate that's very easy to recognize. India is also a dumb test country, in my personal opinion. Right away, a getaway for India is just that, first off, the cities, like, I don't see anywhere else in the entire world having cities that look similar to India's. Like, also the language too. India has lines on top of every single word. Yeah, India is extremely easy to identify. I think India is very, very easy. Indonesia, ironically, is also a dumb test country. Just from the trees alone, I feel like, yeah, Indonesia is very easy. Ireland, I don't get Ireland that much, but I'd say it's probably, if I got round to it, I'd probably consider it kind of easy. Israel, for an average. I don't think I've had an Israel round in at least a long while. Italy. Oh, I love Italy's food. Italy might be one of my favourite countries because of the food. Italy is, for obvious reasons, kind of easy. I think we're going to throw it in here. Japan too. Japan's going to go in very easy, actually. Now, it depends on where you're dropped, but if you find one singular sign, it's going to come apparent that you're in Japan. Jordan? Isn't Jordan an Arabic country? I'm quite good with the Arabic ones. Also, I'm still going to recognize it somewhere around the Arabic area of Asia, so I'd consider Jordan average. I think it's okay in terms of difficulty. Kenya's easy because of the Kenya snorkel, but unlike the Ghana black tape, I don't think Kenya snorkel comes to my head as much, so I might just put it to very easy. But if you spot the Kenya snorkel, that's an instant giveaway. Definitely not easy for this one, because, yeah, when would I ever guess this one? I'm going to put it as a death round. Laos, When have I ever gotten a Laos round? Okay, we'll put it in easy anyways, because the language, again, like, I don't know if I'd guess exactly around Laos, but just because of that, actually, I'm probably going to put in average, because we're not really basing this off countries that are near Laos, we're just basing off the country. I'd probably guess somewhere near Laos if I was dropped in Laos, but would I guess Laos? Probably not. I'd probably guess somewhere like Thailand, Vietnam. Latvia's going to go on the exact same spot as Estonia. I think that sounds about right. Lesotho. Where did I put Eswatini? I put Eswatini in easy, so I feel like Lesotho can go there too. I learned Lesotho and Eswatini quite a bit in my spare time, and they both have, I don't know how to describe it, but they both have a very distinct look, so we'll throw it there. Lithuania. I'm quite good with Lithuania. I know it's capital, sounds like a lovely place, but would I get it right in Geoguessr? Probably not. I'd still know it's Europe, though. I'm going to put an average just because of that, even if it doesn't really link to its actual country. Luxembourg, I don't know if it comes to my head, but same reason as Lithuania. North Macedonia, I'm going to be honest, I think I'd find this one quite hard. I don't know how to describe it, I just don't think I've ever really encountered a North Macedonian round. Malaysia's easy. Malaysia's definitely an easy one, I think. I think Malaysia's got to go in easy. Whereabouts in easy? In fact, no, very easy. I can identify Malaysia quite fast, but maybe in some circumstances I could get it mixed up with Indonesia, which is kind of funny because I literally put Indonesia in the dumb test. But yeah, Mali. Mali has the slightest bit of street view coverage. Like, it has the slightest bit, a very tiny amount of street view coverage. And that tiny place is probably quite recognizable, so sure, we'll throw an average, why not? Malta's an island. I'm not good with islands. Like, it doesn't really come to my mind. I mean, it does sometimes. You know, we'll just put in hard, I think, because I feel like I could identify it if I got really lucky. Mexico's pretty easy. Pretty easy, not gonna lie. It took me ages to realize this is in alphabetical order. I don't know why. Anyway. Actually, no, what am I doing? It's very easy. Like, maybe sometimes if I'm dumb, I could get mixed with USA. But, hey. Mongolia... I don't know, to be honest. I think this one would be quite hard. I've never really... God knows when the last time I got around in Mongolia was. If I was landed in Mongolia, I'd probably say somewhere like... China. Like, Mongolia probably wouldn't come to my head. Montenegro, I've seen Montenegro rounds before. I'm going to say... probably average. Is Montenegro a Balkan? If it is, then that would probably boost it up a bit. I don't know. Netherlands isn't. I'd say it's quite easy. Like Dutch, right off the bat, Dutch isn't too hard. I don't think. Yeah, I'd say Netherlands would go just fine. New Zealand's easy. Where am I gonna, bro? That one time I got such a good guess on New Zealand. Here's how you find out it's New Zealand. Mark down all of the English-speaking countries. This might not be all of them. Every country speaks English, but countries that are like fully English. USA, UK, Australia, New Zealand, I think Canada. Comment down below if I forgot any, but that's all I can think of. You look at the place, it's very trees. Like, very tree-centered. This doesn't make any sense. But yeah, Australia and America instantly get ticked off, because yes, they have foresty areas, but it just doesn't look the same. Most of their land is yellow. You're mostly looking at New Zealand or the UK. UK is one of the very few countries that drives on the left side of the road. Does New Zealand drive on the left? I don't know, but I'll get to the important part. UK doesn't have yellow lines. New Zealand, I'm pretty sure, sometimes does. Also, the road designs just look different. And then after that, you're like, maybe this isn't the UK. You look for a sign, it's fully English, and you're like, it's New Zealand. So, a bit of a weird explanation, but I'd say New Zealand's pretty easy. Nigeria. African countries are not too bad. I think I'd throw it in easy. It just depends on if that's the one that comes to my mind. Norway. Scandinavia's not too difficult, but I wouldn't say very easy, because it's very possible I could get it mixed up. Peru. For an average. It's not really the South American country that comes to mind when I'm in the South American round. Philippines is also easy. In fact, I'm going to put it on dumb test. Just like Indonesia. They're not too different. Poland. Easy, I'd say. Portugal. This may sound super controversial, but I don't think I'd get Portugal. I'd most likely get Spain, if anything. I'm not... Portuguese, I'm pretty sure Portuguese has its own language. I'm not really a Portugal expert. I know its capital and all that. Like I said, I learned a lot of geography when I was younger, but even then I can admit that I'm not like the smartest. A bit like Guam, Puerto Rico is one of the easier islands or Caribbean places, just because I've had it a couple times before, so I can see myself getting used to it. Romania. I got a pretty good guess on Romania today. You know what? I'll throw Romania an average. Russia is easy. Very, very easy. In fact, it might... Maybe simply just because of Ukraine and other places like that, which share relatively similar looking architecture and language. I think I could get it mixed up. I remember voting Russia on a Ukraine round. So maybe not dumb test, but I think it's still very easy. Russia's quite easy to identify. San Marino, tiny country. I don't see it coming in my head, so I reckon it's quite difficult. Senegal. Ooh. I'm good with the flag. Senegal's got an easy flag if you're trying to guess flags. The green star in the middle is very memorable, but as a place, I think it can go where Nigeria is, because would I still find it easy? Potentially. Like, I'm not too bad with Africa. Serbia. Admittedly, I don't think I'd get Serbia right, but it's Europe, so Europe's quite easy. Singapore. Tiny country. Illegal to chew gum there. Okay, I kind of want to go to Singapore one day. Sounds like a lovely place. Singapore. I think I could recognize it. Like, I could tell it's Asia, but it's a tiny place, so... It's like one of the smallest countries in the world, so... Slovakia and Slovenia around the same, yeah. South Africa. I used to get this one mixed up with Australia all the time, but hey, I'm getting the hang of it. We'll throw it at the very top of average. If I'm in a city, then I could get it quite easily. If I'm in the countryside, then it depends. South Korea, easy. Just from the language, easy. Spain, controversial, but I've surprisingly got Spain wrong quite a couple times before, which may sound really weird, and I know it is, but hey. I think it still deserves its easy placement, though. I've got... Spain is technically Canary Islands too, and I'm great at the Canary Islands, so... Sri Lanka. I don't really know what Sri Lanka looks like, because I haven't really ended up there before, so... I'd assume Sri Lanka's quite hard. Wait, it's quite near India, though, so I don't know if it'll share anything. We'll throw it in hard, just because we don't know. Sweden, IKEA place. Sweden's not too hard. I'll throw it in easy. Don't have much to say about it though. Switzerland. That can't be too hard, right? Yeah, Switzerland's easy. Taiwan, also can't be too hard, right? I'd say easy. Thailand, easy. Very easy. In fact, yeah, very easy. Thailand's very easy. Hold on a minute. Where's China? China? Why is China not here? Does China have Street View coverage? I guess not. Wow, okay. Hong Kong does though, like that's the one bit in China that does. Tunisia, it's alright. I think it would be like just okay with Street View coverage. I don't know if I'd identify it though. Turkey is easy. Like it may sound annoying that I just keep shouting easy, but Turkey's easy. I have gotten some really good guesses on Turkey recently. Even today, I got a brilliant guess on Turkey. I can kind of identify different locations in Turkey. Like, it's got that style that just makes it obvious. Like, it's a Euro-Asia country. It looks kind of Asian, but also looks kind of European. And I can also, like, there's an Asian side and a European side. I can kind of identify both sides. I got a really good guess on Turkey today. And in a video that I don't know whether it will be out yet by the time I'm making this. But one time, like, in a video I filmed, I got a good guess on Turkey. And I know that the stop signs are like, that's what it says. So, very easy country. Yeah. United Arab Emirates, if you're in the middle of nowhere, then it's not exactly a dumb test, but if you are in a city, it's a dumb test. So, fun fact, a couple days ago, I gave myself a challenge that I had to stay in the UAE until I found the Burj Khalifa. Just for a little update, I beat it. So I had to spawn anywhere in the UAE, and once I spawned there, I had to look for the Burj Khalifa. I spawned on a motorway, which is what we refer to them as in the UK. Some of you guys might refer to it as a highway. But I spawned in the middle of a desert. But luckily, after a bit of travelling, I saw buildings in the distance. I realised that this was Sharjah, so I went a bit further up. Luckily locked in, and I went a really good direction on complete accident, and it led me into the main city of Dubai, and I saw the glorious Burj Khalifa in the distance. Very fun challenge. I actually won. I remember being quite speechless. Because sure, it's not a big country, and most of its street view coverage is going to be around Dubai and Sharjah. But let's be real, to an extent, it's still quite impressive, because at the end of the day, it's still a country. So, I'd say that was quite good. Uganda. Oh, I like Uganda's flag. Would I get it correct, though? No. Probably not. It would never be the country to come to mind, so admittedly, it's probably kind of hard. UK is a dumb test country. I live in the UK. This is my home country. I've gotten several perfect guesses on the UK before. One sign and bam, I can find it. UK is insanely easy, in my personal opinion. Like, I'm good with everywhere. Ukraine, I'd say around Russia's level. I'd say it's pretty easy too. Uruguay, I'd most likely think of Argentina more. I'd say Uruguay's more of an average. United States, obviously this is a dumb test country. USA is, no, I'm actually going to drop it down for one reason. Okay, don't go wrong. USA is easy. If you're on, let's say, the Texas side, like around the side, there's two sides of the USA. One side's closer to Canada, and the other is closer to Mexico. If you're on the side that's closer to Mexico, then it's a dumb test. But if you're on the side that's closer to Canada, then I'd say it's just a little bit harder. I don't think it's quite the dumb test country, because I would admittedly argue that the side that's closer to Canada is harder to identify. I could see myself getting the foresty area of USA mixed up with Canada. Don't get me wrong, yellow lines, easy. USA has some of the easiest towns to identify in the world, so it's extremely easy. The lampposts, recognizable. Yeah, USA is an extremely easy country, but the Mexican side is way easier than the Canadian side, I think. And I'm not quite an expert with the Canadian side, so I'd say USA is very easy. It also has a lot of island connections, and also, yeah. It's also a big country, so you'd have to put a lot of work into getting a really perfect guess. Unlike in the UK, where it's a lot smaller, and yeah. Since I live there, I have a lot of knowledge on the places. And last but not least, Vietnam. Ending off with another very easy. Around the same as Thailand, I think. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Don't really know what to say for this outro. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I absolutely love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!